Hello everyone, my name is Agent Paul of MTF Delta 7, codename Bookkeepers, and welcome back to another SCP document review. And the SCP we will be reviewing today is SCP-7971. Object Class, Euclid. Special Containment Procedures. Location 7971 has been purchased by the Foundation and closed indefinitely. Surveillance cameras have been installed on-premise to monitor SCP-7971 activity. Surveillance tapes and residue samples are to be collected for further study. A safety barrier is placed at Location 7971's entrance to dissuade public access. The store's window blinds are to remain drawn. Due to their positive standing with SCP-7971 instances, Person of Interest 7971 has been employed to maintain the gas station as they did prior to its closing. The location's convenience store should be solely operated by the Person of Interest during the hours of midnight to 5 a.m. local time. No other life forms are permitted inside during this time, as to maintain continued patronage from SCP-7971. Description: SCP-7971 collectively refers to various entities regularly manifesting at Location 7971, a gas station located on the freeway outside the town of Lambar, Kansas, United States. Location 7971 is constructed on a crossroad point in space-time, granting entities that are capable of dimensional travel access to and from baseline reality. Instances of SCP-7971 vary significantly from each other in appearance and biology. All recorded instances have so far appeared sized for traversing the gas station's convenience store without damaging the property or its contents. Residue samples taken from instances' manifestation points showed to be extra-dimensional in nature. This residue has proven harmless and may be cleaned up by the Person of Interest. Instances react negatively to the presence of other life forms, except for the Person of Interest, by either exiting baseline reality or responding with hostility when threatened. SCP-7971 instances manifest in-store between the hours of midnight and 4:30 a.m. Instances will traverse the aisles before eventually demanifesting through the surface, which they first emerged, floor, wall, or ceiling. Instances may purchase items in-store, taking such products with them when leaving. It is reported that instances used to attempt purchasing items using currency forged from various unidentified metals. Instances later switched to mundane United States currency. Location 7971's sole night shift employee was Riley Kenton, a 25-year-old university graduate, studying in hospitality management, who had been employed at the gas station for 4 years. Ms. Kenton began noticing SCP-7971 instances manifesting in-store 3 months into her employment. However, this did not concern her in any significant way. Ms. Kenton remained employed at the store until its shutdown, resulting from an increase in SCP-7971 activity witnessed by locals. And here we have the initial interview log. The interviewer is Dr. Agnew, and the interviewee is Person of Interest 7971 Riley Kenton. Begin log. I just find it hard to understand. Why? What's there to understand? Everything, to be frank. Then enlighten me, Frank. Okay then, so you worked there for 3 months? Right? Every night you spent alone on the night shift, correct? Yeah, although a junior showed up for the first week before they quit. And you noticed nothing out of the ordinary during this time? Outside the usual freaky stuff? No. All I ever did was serve the occasional drunken customer, or chase off the 3 a.m. weirdos that showed up in nothing but shorts and face paint. And then you encountered your first instance of SCP-7971. The one you referred to as... Oh, Mr. Skin Fingers? Yeah, the guy with skin too long for his fingers. They were also abnormally tall and had no face either. Oh yeah. And how did they behave again? They stood in the corner for about an hour, silently, and then bought some chips. Then they levitated back through the ceiling. It was really nasty to clean up. Do you see the issue with this situation? I mean, to be completely honest, I thought that I was hallucinating. I was sleep deprived most of the time I began working at that place. Didn't really get into the knack of things until a few weeks later when I finally landed a permanent placement there. I was just glad to ditch my other job at the factory. Any reason you chose the night shift role? University forced me into becoming a night owl. Figured I'd take advantage of that. That's true. But you didn't report any of the other entities? I mean, who'd believe me anyway? Plus, the manager was too cheap to fit the store with actual surveillance cameras. I think you guys were the first to actually do that. And leaving that ooze behind would have gotten me reprimanded. You weren't panicked or even attempted to call the authorities? No. I just convinced myself it was a combination of fatigue and whatever I had taken to get through my shift. So if I'm to understand, you were convinced that these entities were hallucinations brought on from sleep deprivation and narcotics. Well, yeah. Partly. You're taking this exceptionally calmly. What was I supposed to even do? Eventually I accepted that they weren't hallucinations, but by then, I served enough of them to know that they weren't a threat, so I stayed. My only other option were to either get put in a straitjacket or quit. Plus, they started showing up more frequently than before because, well, I think they have social anxiety and I empathize with that, you know? No. All those guys that come into the store aren't human, but you know when you start to pick up on someone's mood after spending time with them? They never used to show up when anyone but I was in the store. Like the woman with 3 heads and 6 shoulders, she seemed pretty shy every time she came in, so I made extra sure to address her politely and quietly. Then there's the one with eyes growing out of their teeth that always gives me a big smile, so I always smile back. Most of them never even purchased anything for the first few months either. Always kept their distance from me, but over time they started taking stuff off the shelves to purchase. Then, in a matter of weeks, they started using the slurping machines and taking hot food out of the self-service station. I think word got out of my customer service and all those ghouls decided that this was a good place to frequent. I assume most stores wouldn't welcome someone with a horse head and 12 gorilla arms spilling out of their trench coat. Have any ever attempted to communicate with you? Can't really tell. Maybe? Most of them don't even seem capable of talking, but their grunts and screams seem polite enough. Maybe that's just how they say thank you. And you're certain you feel safe in their presence? Listen, I've had to chase off actual Satanists before, and at least these guys don't come in to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Till 2 a.m. None of them come in brandishing an obvious magnum in their holster either. Okay then. Out of curiosity, what do your customers primarily purchase? Takis? The humans or the anomalies? Both. End log. And that is it. This is fascinating. Seems her previous experience and literal focusing on hospitality seems to have allowed her to look past the anomalous nature of these patrons. And that's good. It doesn't seem like they are posing any threat. They just wish to procure what they need for the day, or whatever unit of measure they utilize. Well, everyone, thank you all so much for listening or watching. My name is Agent Paul of MTF Delta 7, and I'll see you next week with another document review. Bye.